So this came via at Punk versus the Elite. And this is what Dave Meltzer was saying about Nick Jackson's wife being released by AEW as far as like the being the merchandise lady or whatever. Now, pictures have come out. We talked about it last show, but pictures have come out and whatnot about showing like the merch stands, and they're just way better. Like I've been to AEW like TV, um, and you go to the merch stand and it's really non-existent, you know. I was there with my lady and she was like, where is the merch, you know, kind of shit, not even being a hater, you know, it's just what it was. And now I don't know, the stands are looking better for sure, but I put a little tweet out there which kind of I don't know, I put a few out there which kind of got people riled up, one of them very much so. I pissed Sean Ross Sapp off again, sorry. But the merch stands are looking better, and I X something out though because the numbers came out, and you know we've talked about it on the show. CM Punk wasn't even in AEW; he was the number one merch seller in AEW. Now he's back in WWE, and the number one merch seller for AEW is AEW, and that's how it is when CM Punk isn't there. The number one AEW merch seller is AEW. Like that's not a good thing, man. That means you don't have a lot of fucking stars. And tying CM Punk into all of this, so Dave Meltzer talked about how this was his response basically to Dana Massey not re-signing. And I don't know, just notice the language when people don't re-sign with AEW. Oh, they agreed to part ways. Like it's always like WWE released. But now it's like, oh no, these guys just they just mutually parted ways amicably, you know. It's just funny how they report these things. So this is Dave Meltzer's quote right here. And this is via at Punk versus the Elite. So shout out at, we know where this guy stands. But nonetheless, Dave Meltzer says, I quote, and I just fucked with my volume there. Okay, so with Dana, it's a funny thing. If you're in a position where you're a wrestler, you go with the flow. Oh, fuck, man. Dave is a terrible writer. Okay, I'm going to restart this and try and navigate these run-on fucking sentences. So with Dana, it's a funny thing. If you're in a position where you're a wrestler, you go with the flow. You'll work even if you're unfairly maligned. I think that with her, she was someone at one point expected to do this forever. Well, fuck, man. That's, I don't know. I think with everything that happened over the last year with her husband and brother-in-law vilified and never defended and never being allowed to defend themselves and the company never defending them, it made it really difficult. So hold on there. Hold on there. Dave's playing victim now with the Bucks. So Punk, they're bringing this to Punk. It's somehow Punk's fault that he was the number one merch seller and Dana Massey sucked at selling merch. Like, and I'm not trying to hate, but there's a difference between boxing up merch, band t-shirts and wrestling shirts in the living room and shipping them out and working through Pro Wrestle Tees and doing indie dates and having her lay the display table out than there is doing international fucking, excuse me, dealing with fucking superstars and you know, you're dealing with MJF and Sting merchandise, and you don't have more of a Akuma, and that's, and like there's no hate. I'm not even hating on her for that. Like shoot for the fucking moon. Take a job that you might fake it till you make it. What's the old saying, you know? Truly, and that's how it works. Like so many people lucked their way, not even luck, but like you take a shot at something, you get in a position where good for you that you're in that position, you know? And some people fumble it, and that's okay. You live, you learn. And some people just excel and discover this was for them. Maybe this wasn't for her. I'm not even hating on that, but just to sit there and be like, the Bucks weren't defended. And for her, it's like, oh, they weren't defended. And oh, I gotta pack these Punk t-shirts, you know, I gotta keep ordering Punk t-shirts. And it's just, that's how I feel it is. They're just, that's some weird victim-y shit. But and then them being vilified. You mean the guys who came out, hopped in the ring and did a fucking victory lap around the ring like making fun of Punk in the ring and doing all that, got their reality TV show where they didn't even mention Punk, where these guys just were glorified and talked about how, you mean those guys were vilified, where they had a whole reality show calling them the shit? Like, come on, man, this is crazy. You mean how Punk got booed in every building and the Bucks just didn't get a reaction in any building? Oh, they're vilified. Fucking crazy. So here, anyways, moving along. Getting hydrated, folks. So he says, Dave Meltzer continues along. It made it really difficult. The Bucks re-signed. They didn't go to WWE basically because they got a great offer to stay, and it was the best thing for the family. It was the best thing financially to stay. Well, thanks, Dave, for reiterating that twice. But not only that, they didn't go to WWE because fuck this narrative either. Like, did WWE want them? Oh, they could, but they could if they want. WWE would take them in a minute. Yeah, they would, but like, it's not realistic. The WWE would never take them for the type of money, dates, their schmarmy bullshit. Like, they'd never fucking. You guys understand that, right? Like, the Bucks would be sent to fucking NXT. Maybe not. Maybe they'd be main rostered, but they'd be doing like, I don't know, man. They'd be doing shit they wouldn't. Remember when Austin Aries came in and he just fit right? Because, okay, everything. I know people don't like Austin Aries's real life, whatever. But that aside, right? I'm just talking about the wrestling. He came into WWE and he was fucking great, dude. He's doing little goofy segments with the New Day, but making them work. He's doing the goddamn thing. He integrated himself very well into WWE, right? Would the Bucks be able to do that? Would they? I think they would. I think WWE would book those guys really well because WWE knows how to accentuate positives, um, like, and hide negatives, and they would have, but the Bucks would have to understand, like, they'd be going in there and doing shit with like Tozawa and doing like silly shit like that. Like, that's how I think WWE would view them. Like, they'd probably give them the tag straps eventually, but it's just, I just hate this whole like they didn't do that. Like, I don't think WWE cares about signing the Bucks. I really don't think. I just don't even think that's even on their radar anymore. Like, I think at one point it really was so they could hinder WWE from getting them, but otherwise, yeah. Anyways, so excuse me. But they re-signed. It's best thing financially for them to stay. Yeah, NBA level contracts, we know. So Dave continues. They, the elite, all agreed to the majority vote. That was one of the things they all agreed to, so they stayed. So the majority vote, the elite all went, well, should we break up or should we stay here? So here's all of you fans who are like, it's literally all elite wrestling. It's literally called that because of them. How can't you say that because they debate leaving, you guys. I've talked about it on the show ad nauseum. Okay. Fucking Jericho would leave in a heartbeat if WWE would give him the money. Moxley was going to leave. Okay, guys? He was going to. Everyone who's like, he carries AEW. Dude, he has Go watch any Dean Ambrose shit in the Shield days and early on when he was first getting his solo runs and how into it he was, dude. He was so fucking into it. Like, whether he's mad about the Brock Lesnar match or whatever, he was so much better than he is now. Honest to God. Moxley has maybe fallen off harder than anyone from the beginning of AEW. He's great. And I watched Wrestle Kingdom 18, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Moxley fits into that Japanese vibe so well. It's like where he's allowed to be not allowed to be. Like, in AEW he can do whatever, but he takes that outlandish shit in Japan and I don't know, he's good there. I know people will argue that in the comments and be like, dude, Mox sticks forks in his head in Japan, but you you guys know what I'm saying. But Jericho, Mox, the Bucks, even, I guess, all of them, so Kenny and Hangman, all of them, they took a vote, right? They all would go to WWE if WWE would kiss their balls. 100 fucking %, dude. So when people just do this thing where it's like it's not, it's literally, that's fake, it's literally. Dave is telling you guys, and I've said it a million times, Dave knows AEW because they stooge to him. He doesn't know WWE shit because they fucking will not stooge to him. Anyways, let's move along here. With her, so this is about Dana Massey here, so it gets into Dave Meltzer's quote here. With her, I think it just got too tough. I'm sure there's other things too, but that was a lot of it. The fact that she felt they were never defended at a time when they probably should have been defended by the company. What? What? What the fuck? You have got to be joking me, dude.
Emotional damage.
That is insane. So, and then he wraps it up by saying there was the situation where Punk went after her too, and she was never defended either. Where did Punk go after her? When did that shit happen? I don't know, man. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. And then you always, whenever you go like, look, see, Dave's saying this. And then people go like, oh, but I thought you didn't believe Dave. And it's like, no. I've cleared it up, at least on my behalf, on PWT behalf. Yeah. I don't know about other fucking people or other podcasts or other Twitter accounts. I'm just talking on my end. Phil Marks. Okay. We know, all of us listening understand, we have the common understanding here. AEW and them stooge to Dave and SRS and these guys because they want them, because they're marks for these people. And WWE doesn't. They lie to these motherfuckers